What you're going to face as Showmaker in this game is Azir pressure non-stop all the time. You're not going to have prio for most of that lane unless something goes very wrong. And so you won't be able to help out something like an Aurelia, something like a Camille on the top side to shut the Gnar down. Gwen could be a little bit more self-sufficient in this regard, and will be able to deal with the Gnar on her own.
Extremely strong. Just whether it's going to be strong enough up against the behemoth that is T1's teamfighting composition. Because AoE CC and AoE damage is the name of the game when it comes to the solo lanes from T1. With Zeus' big old ultimate, as well as Faker's wall of sand soldiers that we've seen so many times. And then Keria and Ona on peel duty for Gumayusi so he can get those shots in. This is a scary comp, but certainly one that DAMWON Kia, if navigated early well, can get past. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to go.
There's no like draft diff stamp I think you can give. Like both team comps are uniquely strong in their own way.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to point out is that Canyon's Viego has not looked very good. It's not been one of his favorites. He's 0-2 on it this season so far. And Viego is a bit of a multifaceted champion. In the LCK, generally we see him used with poke comps because he can help get those laners ahead in the early game, and then later on, if Jace hits a few Shock Blasts or Zoe hits a few Paddle Stars, something like that, he goes in, secures the kill, gets a reset, and he's very happy to play that style of game. But in this comp, he functions more of, you know, guaranteed pick, right? He has really nice long-range follow-up to CC with his Heartbreaker. He can, of course, stun with his W2. Some of these RE charms. So Leona follow-up, etc. Like, Canyon is a pylon champion in this case.
Well, we've got some glacial augmenting coming through here from Kellen, who's like, dang, I've only got one button. So he's just going to say goodbye after connecting with the Zenith Blade.
Can be a very frustrating early game to play against Caitlyn Lux with this duo. You're just going to kind of be battered a little bit here. So Kellen just trying to take any engage or trade he can in the early parts so that he can keep that wave towards the middle of the lane and not under his turret. It's going to get harder and harder for him to do so as he starts running out of those pots, etc. though.
Certainly will. Keep trying to go in, right? Because the only way that you can win trades is in melee range. Exactly. So he has to just keep pressing that Zenith Blade button as he's doing right now. The flash immediately comes out from Keria. Kellen already getting work done here in this lane.
If you end up dying here, as we've seen actually so many times in multiple Leona lanes with the Caitlyn Lux, if you die early as the Lux or the Caitlyn, you know, if this lane goes bad early, then you really struggle, because then your entire point of picking Caitlyn is muted because your Faker ended up taking that much damage. It's huge. Here's a binding.
Kellen presses W, and that's going to hard counter everything that they're trying to do. Now he's going to return the favor. Flash out from Gumayusi. Gets him out of the area as Canyon's going to turn up, and Gumayushi's only at 200 health. First blood goes to Keria, though, as the stun doesn't land, but Canyon's still able to finish it off. Keria is now running to no man's land and wants to guarantee that Canyon does not get the assist. It will be a solo kill for Dom there on the bottom side, so DAMWON Kia walk away with the advantage, despite the fact that they're still ahead in gold.
Yeah, they're still ahead in gold, T1 are, but DAMWON Kia only a little bit behind. We'll be able to grab a plate here and deny a ton of CS here from the Caitlyn, and this is what I was talking, losing about 10 CS out on the Jinx now as he does go over and catch that wave.
Kellen, he's on a merry journey, isn't he? Up here towards the top side of the map, I believe, unseen, as Mega Gnar is going to wear off really soon. Gnar into the wall as Kellen gonna Hex Flash his way forward, and Zenith Blade will connect as well. Bertel has some needlework, and Zeus is gonna be taken down. That roam was just amazing from the support of DAMWON Kia.
You have a little bit of a breathing room on the Kellen has done this game, right? The first, of course, is we're not done yet. Owner's gonna hide. I'll hold my thought on this.
Yeah, Kellen gonna get slowed down here for a moment. Light Binding does connect as the Zap does not. She's still trying to find peacemakers here as we've got the re-engage. Flash comes through because the back had already happened. Super Mega Death Rocket, and Doctorm says goodbye to Gumayusi, and DAMWON Kia's bottom lane. This is not where I thought they were going to be smashing him, not going to lie, but it's going real well right now.
Yeah, this is like we were saying, oh no, Doctorm, you know, his title's taken away from Gumayusi. Gumayusi is like, no, I'm the best AD carry, and he's got that smug smile on his face every time the Korea casters say it, but Doctorm...
And Doctorm playing very respectfully, understanding that support once again roaming towards that top side, trying to guarantee the Rift Herald as Faker. Not going to quite get charmed, does shift some sands around, but not going to find any ultis or anything like that. Super Mega Death Rocket denied, actually, was trying to farm out some of those minions. As, yeah, the zap comes through, and Doctorm, don't be greedy, my friend. He does get tagged.
So
Flame Trumpers are there.
at the end of the day, I think this is a big win for T1 because yes,
huge.
DAMWON Kia do get the Rift Herald, but all the plates that you could ask for going to the Caitlyn, who died first in this lane. It was a losing lane in terms of the 2v2. Kellen.
All right, Kellen's going in. Not sure why, as he's going to get taken down very quickly. Canyon's going to turn up, but Faker, he's waiting in the wings. DAMWON Kia going to have to win this 2 versus 3 and fast if they want to get this one done, as Gumayusi's in trouble. One last auto, gets excited. Carrier also going to get slowed down, can't dodge the zap. Heartbreaker comes in, and it's heartbreaking indeed. Faker now down to about half health. Oh no, mistimed it. And Faker will survive. Picks up the kill here onto a Lux, but it was Canyon. And Showmaker now trying to get a little bit more victory on the board. But Faker's going to respect it and moves his way out.
This is opportunity for Ducktom to shore up that plate gold, and this is exactly why Kellen went in. Because, yes, it looks silly in the first part of this, but he's able to lock them down long enough for Canyon. They turn on to Faker, and Faker just barely survives.
I like how as it cut the video, Canyon's still amazing, don't worry. Kellen's here again! Gumayusi going to get stunned up by the Solar Flare as well, as Canyon's down to 50%, but Gumayusi's on the run. He does put down the cupcake, sidestepped by Canyon there. The Caitlyn's real dead. Can they get anything else, though, or can there be revenge? Azona comes through and says yes. Manages to take down the Viego, and now Ducktom and Kellen on the run. Showmaker here to play defense, but Faker's turned up as well. Everyone answering. It's a 1-for-1 in the end.
So the Caitlyn that is 1, 4, and 3 was given a ton of extra gold regardless. So she's more ahead than this scoreline shows, but she's punished a 4th time now by DAMWON Kia. This time when the lane a lot of it is on this Caitlyn, even though it doesn't look like it here.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
But it's T1 getting a little bit more damaged on the map structure-wise. But how much will that really matter here is now Gumayusi has to play the hard part of the game, where he's in the power trough and he's vulnerable. This is a pick-based composition for DAMWON Kia. He's losing the mid-turret he wants to farm under. And so this is where things get really hard for the Caitlyn. Now, it still survives here for a little bit longer. But I wonder, will Gumayusi be able to survive through this and get to the mid-game? Because, look, he's only 36 gold behind, 1, 4, and 3, because of those plates.
No, it's insane. It's actually ridiculous. But this is also a part of the game where DAMWON Kia are going to be put to the test, right? This is where they need to try and open things up and get these.
I don't think T1 should look to contest this, although they have an Azir. He's not in the right position for a big ult, and they're not quite online just yet. The volatility of actually starting this as T1 is so high. If Ducktom gets excited, this becomes unwinnable, basically. So they have to be so careful, and it's actually just going to be an exchange here. Neither team committing heavily here, just trying to get the mid-prio first.
Yep. Showmaker also was rotating down. You can fish with charms, things like this. DAMWON Kia retain some control of the mid-minion wave, as Shirley is getting frustrated. Everyone keeps waking her up, putting her to sleep again, waking her up. And right now, it looks like T1 have control of the area, at least with that vision. But you can see in the pit, DAMWON Kia certainly know exactly what's going on.
Carrier also shutting this choke point down really well, just non-stop. Now looking for a root, will miss it.
Yep. And this is going to be a flip if they continue on this. DAMWON Kia setting themselves up together. Showmaker down relatively low. Zeus does have the Mega Gnar available. Final Spark only lands on a Ducktom, but that is definitely a priority target. It's T1. They grab the Herald and look to try and get out. There's just a 1v1 happening on the top side, but both of them are going to back away with about 400 health.
And the reason why Faker has 1,400 damage is because he chose Leandri's, and he's blocking out the Ahri, and it's burning through her health bar, and she can't actually, when she does get the charm and looks to all-in him, she can't. It doesn't work. She has to back away. She has to use the rest of her ult to get out of there.
Give up this Drake. This is certainly their mid-game. This is where they want to continue having power.
Ducktom had to clear the wave, is ulted here, and there's a Rift Herald crashing, so I don't know if they're going to have a choice at the end of the day, as Bertol's got a nice angle, but it's do or die time here, DAMWON Kia. You can't just sit back and wait for this to crash, or T1 are going to have too much control. They're playing it so carefully, so slowly around Bertol.
Yeah, and you can see Gumayusi down to 50% health. Canyon tries to slip into the mist, but doesn't really do too much. As DAMWON Kia pushed back, but Shirley's dealt with. Carrier slowed down by the zap, as the charm misses. The light binding does not, though. Carrier, nice outplay.
Look at Faker just burn these health bars down again. Canyon already at half health. He's just sitting back at the end, almost like he's the AP carry, you know, and he's just eventually going to whittle down those bars. Showmaker as well has no power in this fight anymore. They have to leave.
How many times have DAMWON Kia been spectators so far? It's been the last 2 neutral fights.
Faker!
And Faker is just going to pick up the Jinx. Oh no, it's a disaster for DAMWON Kia. Both of their carries ripped from the rift as Showmaker is taken down by Zeus. And T1, they were handed a Drake and they're like, oh, no, that ain't enough.
But T1's macro is what kept Gumayusi relevant in this game. They played well around getting those plates, right, on the bottom side of the map. So he's not actually as far behind, again, as the scoreline shows. And then in these fights, Faker's using his pressure on anybody who's on the edge of these fights to just Leandry that health bar down. Canyon can't go in.
Plus, they've been able to get in, get the vision. You can see this, like, look at this Baron pit. This is 100% owned by T1.
Yeah, their name is on it, right? Like, they have exclusive rights. So,
yeah. You might think that sign at the back says right. No. It says T1. And this says Showmaker might be dead. He does manage to get the Everfrost down. And Faker's going to take a lot of damage. Super Mega Death Rocket comes through. Oh, but the ace in the hole is going to secure it. Canyon trying to lock down Faker, but no, he just walks away. Not even close, baby. Is Zeus walking up towards his team, and he's like, well, I guess you guys don't need me. I'm going to teleport in anyway, as 5 of us will take down the Baron. And T1, they equal out the kills. They claim themselves a 3,000 gold lead, and I have a feeling that this game might belong to them.
Birdall is looking for Faker here, but if he goes too deep, he's going to lose out. Faker can sit so far away to do his damage.
Yeah,
look at the root!
The light binding is so good from Carrier. Callan taking a lot of damage here, as well as Faker just tidies up the Jinx. That is going to be the ace. It was very close to not being it because Showmaker just respawned, but T1, all 5 members alive, will take this Baron. That team fighting was just unbelievable.
100% kill participation for the bot duo in this game. For both Gumayusi and Carrier, this team was playing as a unit. They're playing around like, and I know he's always been good even though in those weaker years, but like he's back to SK Telecom dominant form.
Well, Zeus might be in a little bit of trouble here as he's going to flash, only slowed by the Zenith Blade, and he does manage to hit that Mega now. Wallop's fantastic. They take down the Viego, and I think it's good night to this game. Zeus will fall, but they've managed to go 1-for-1 in what looked like a guaranteed death at that point in time. However, DAMWON Kia, they limp away. They only lose 1, and they trade for the top laner, as T1 may have had them routed, because if we have a look, DAMWON Kia's base is on the other side.
Duck
Yeah.
Hit that chomp at least.
Well, Callan is just going to try and go for some sort of engage. Owner is just right there on the front line, though, and he's super tanky. Birdall's going to try and fight him, but that's not even going to work. Showmaker greeds for it, but he'll be taken down. It's a triple kill as Gumayusi gets his revenge, and he's a big old airplane. 7-4-7 right now, after being 1-4, I think, or something like that. Oh my god.
It's just insane to me. The position DAMWON Kia were in with the bot duo, the way they controlled the 2v2, the way they played around Canyon and how fed he got. And that we still have this massive swing just because T1's objective fights were so good. They fed the way.
Standing in the way so that all the Foxfires and the damage is not going to hit. Oh, it's real clean. Carrier also sidestepping that one. Not able to get through the charm, though, as that is another light binding that does connect from the grave. As Faker does have his ulti still available, but isn't going to find too much with it, as we could see. Kellen still going to die, and Canyon also got wiped from the rift. And one of the reasons why I didn't think we saw too much from that ultimate is because Canyon died too fast.
Yeah.
Gumayusi here on the top side of the map will push in this inner turret. 17-10 is the kill score here. It's another absolute bloodbath from T1. I don't know what they've done here, but like they have just upped the tempo of these games by so much. The Telecom War, it was like 1 billion kills. Their last series, 1 billion kills.
It's the idea that they will, like I said when I was casting with Valdez the other night, like they almost never have a net negative trade on the map. And if you just fight non-stop and you always look for plays, but you say that after the 1-4 start as Canyon gets found.
Yep, Zeus going to slow him down here as there's ace in the hole. Callan going to tank that one up with the Eclipse. Canyon gets out with his ultimate. That is another mobility tool that he will not have for himself for this next potential Baron fight. Gumayusi going to get over here, clear out some vision. They have so much control. Yeah, look at all these cupcakes in a row. And DAMWON Kia, can they actually go for the flip? Is this actually going to be that 50? Oh my god, it's going down so extraordinarily fast. Azir with Leandris is ridiculous against this Baron as Canyon has been spotted. Zeus in his Meganar is going to try and stop him as it's secured by Owner comfortably. Canyon now has absolutely nowhere to go, and it's another victim for Gumayusi's bullets. He flashes forward, locks down the double kill onto the Jinx. Make that a triplet. Showmaker trying to get something on the backside, realizes he can only go forward because Gumayusi's coming and he's got a very, very large gun. And that won't be the pentakill here for the Caitlyn. It'll be a full house Caitlyn's full of Zinzaos as T1, they'll finish this game.
T1 with such a clean game of League of Legends around the macro game, getting those plates for Gumiusi, making sure he was still going to be relevant after being shut down time and time again. Kellen's start to this game was beautiful. The turns we saw, the punishes we saw, but it wasn't enough in the end, even with the advantages that Owner had. This pick-based composition couldn't get the kills, couldn't get the setup, and I think you put it best. DAMWON and Kia were spectators in this game to what T1 had planned and how they were going to set up on objectives. Not even close.